Glad to have you join us on Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. We had a live telecast in Akwa Ibom State, which was on the empowerment of 11,600 women and youths by the NDE, and that is why Nationwide is just taking off now. My name is Ronke Kolawole. Retirees under the Aegis of Nigeria Union of Pensioners Contributory Pension Scheme sector have commended the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, describing it as the best they have seen in 14 years of the pension scheme. The pensioners, led by their chairman, Comrade Silva Waiwu, say they unanimously acknowledged and commend the good performance of the administration in the contributory pension scheme sector, in particular and Nigeria pension industry in general. This consensus was reached during the union's third post-inaugural Congress and interactive session with the National Pension Commission in Abuja. The union, which distanced itself from partisan politicking, also says despite inheriting huge pension liabilities as a result of the excesses of the previous administration, this government performed most excellently since the contributory pension scheme came on board 14 years ago. They added that the insight, determination and political will as demonstrated in the release of bailout funds is unequaled and highly appreciated, but further urged President Buhari to authorize additional bailout to clear the outstanding backlog from 2017. The administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has been described as one of the best things to happen to Nigeria. The statement was made during an official inauguration of Bus Conductors Association of Nigeria of Buhari Campaign Organization, Katsina State Chapter. Lawa Ahmad Matazu completes the report.
Demonstrate full support for President Muhammadu Buhari's administration and his re-election bid in 2019. The Bus Conductors Association of Nigeria inaugurates its Katsina State Chapter officials in Daura. Dignitaries at the event identified the current administration's good governance and corrupt-free leadership. The Buhari Campaign Organization National Coordinator Alhaji Dalaidu Fasali, represented by the Campaign Director Communication Alhaji Gidado Ibrahim, said the event is among the process of ensuring the return of the current administration with its socio-economic development plans for Nigeria.
People should know, most of these people that said they have money, they are wealthy politicians, they are liars, they have nothing. All what they have to give Nigerians now, they only give promises.
The National License Officer, Bus Conductors Association of Nigeria, Prince Israel Adesola, urged Nigerians to support Buhari Osinbajo re-election bid.
Our duty is to mobilize Nigerians, women and men, electorate, to make sure that we return President Muhammadu Buhari come 2019.
In Katsina, Lord Ahmed Matazu, NTA News.
Less than 48 hours after the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) signed a memorandum of understanding with 3 transport unions to deliver election materials nationwide in the 2019 general elections, the National Union of Road Transport Workers (NURTW) has convened a meeting of its officials from 36 states and the FCT in Abuja to discuss how best to deliver results. Timothy Yusuf reports.
The meeting is to discuss strategy towards developing modalities for the provision of an efficient delivery of election materials in 2019, as well as to address challenges experienced in 2015.
This new agreement is another giant step towards making the 2019 election better.
The NURTW president urged members to abide by the responsibilities spelled out in the Memorandum of Understanding.
Some of our members are deeply engaged in political party activities, and some may even be holding offices in political parties. Such officers would be advised not to participate in this exercise.
He pledged the union's continued partnership with INEC in its quest to improve the electoral process in the country. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
In another development, a training on corruption risk assessment for heads of anti-corruption agencies in the African Union, organized by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences, ICPC, has ended in Abuja. The training seeks to build a robust mechanism that will focus on preventing corruption as a tool for fighting the menace. Aliyu Tukur reports. We're getting that story ready for you. We now join Michael in Lagos for stories trending in that zone. Hello, Michael.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
2019 elections is approaching. While making up your mind on who to vote in every part of Nigeria, remember, corruption kills. It results in poorly equipped hospitals, poorly constructed bridges, poor quality of education, lack of jobs, poor quality of healthcare, lack of quality housing, deprivation and suffering, economic depression. It drives away foreign investment. It brings about lack of infrastructure. It is an embarrassment to our nation. At the federal level, in every state, in every local government, vote wisely. Elect leaders with integrity and proven character. That is one critical step towards building a great nation. You have a role to play. Vote wisely.
This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
Now hear the angels sing.
Oh yes, it is our season of joy.
Be part of Radio Nigeria, NTA and Voice of Nigeria Annual Festival of 9 Lessons and Christmas Carols.
Come and be refreshed as we showcase music from various artists.
Join Deborah Enejo Samuel for the praise and worship session.
The Can Choir,
Children Choir,
instrumentals and scintillating solos.
Radio Nigeria, NTA, Voice of Nigeria Choirs and a host of others.
We will be hosting you along with dignitaries from different parts of the country, with the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshimbajo, CFR, in attendance.
Our message giver shall be Reverend Israel Akonji of the First Baptist Church and Can Chairman of North Central Region, Nigeria.
Theme, Jesus, our Comforter.
Date, 16th December 2018.
Venue, National Christian Center, Abuja.
Time, 3 p.m. prompt.
Carol Sound, powered by Vivid Vision Sound.
Join Radio Nigeria, NTA, and Voice of Nigeria to commemorate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ.
Because of Christmas Day.
The second edition of the Ratao NTA Headquarters Chapter Staff Day celebration will hold on 14th December 2018. Highlights of the event include Best Staff Awards, presentation of awards to distinguished members of the society, which will include Deputy Governor of Kano State, Dr. Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna, Abike Dabiri, Senior Special Advisor to the President on Foreign Affairs and Diaspora, Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi, Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Justice Usman Bello, FCT Chief Judge, and others. Speakers, Onoja Isaac, pharmacist and emotional intelligence expert. Okorie Daniel, CEO, Ionized Kagem Water Limited. Venue, NTA Arena, NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Garki Abuja. Time, 4 p.m. prompt. Join us and celebrate our staff, the pride of our organization. Great NTA staff.
We had this little mix-up before we took the commercial break. We do apologize for that. We now link up with Kemi in Ibadan for more stories on Nationwide. Hello, Kemi. Happy weekend to you.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Ibadan. As part of efforts to reposition the Nigerian Air Force towards global competitiveness and reduce unnecessary reliance on importation, the Research and Evaluation Unit of the Nigerian Air Force was at the University of Ibadan as a follow-up on collaboration. Fatai Adieloja brings us details of the interface.
Yeah, we're right here at the Vice Chancellor's University of Ibadan's office. I have the Chief of Standard and Evaluation, Air Vice Marshal J.K. Baba. What is the essence of today's visit to the University of Ibadan?
The essence of the visit is to collaborate
Oh, we have some challenges with our signals from Ibadan Network Center. We hope the signal improves. We'll surely go back for more reports. Moving on now, activities of the Governing All Progressives Congress APC so far target sustaining post-electoral glory. This is also with the exhibition of renewed commitment by party members. While interacting with the media in Abuja, some parties towards reaffirmed commitment to uphold APC's principles of practicing progressive politics. Political correspondent Salihu Abdullahi reports.
The political atmosphere is busy as the 2019 polls draw near. The Governing All Progressives Congress is therefore intensifying efforts to build on the gains recorded in view of the successes of the Buhari-led administration, which endeared him to the people across political parties.
The personality of General Buhari goes beyond parties. He has supporters in all the parties, even in PDP. And all of these are going to be galvanized into one strong campaign force. And by the grace of God, your state, we hope to be able to garner about 2 million votes for General Buhari's re-election.
Party faithful acknowledged the role of the Buhari administration, which is providing purposeful leadership to the country by supporting people-oriented reforms for the good of the country.
About the vexed issue of the 2018 Electoral Act, Mr. President, on his decision not to assent to that law, the parties have selected their candidates. The candidates have been identified and confirmed by INEC. So you cannot change the rule of the game while the game is in progress.
Although the APC is yet to formally commence its presidential campaign, some states have begun campaigns across the country. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
We told you earlier that a training on corruption risk assessment for heads of anti-corruption agencies in the African Union, organized by the ICPC, has ended in Abuja. Let's take that story from Aliyu Tukur.
More than $2 trillion, according to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes, is lost to corruption globally each year, and a significant part of this money emanates from the African continent. To step up the momentum in the fight against corruption, President Muhammadu Buhari, who is the anti-corruption champion for the African Union, declared open a training for heads of anti-corruption agencies in the African Union countries. The training focused on deploying the use of corruption risk assessment methodology as a means of preventing corrupt practices in the continent in order to promote development. It also seeks to identify corruption-prone processes and procedures in public and private sectors, as well as develop appropriate remedies with emphasis on prevention as an effective complement to enforcement in the war against corruption.
Prevention, as we keep emphasizing, is less costly option in fighting corruption.
The essence of any training or capacity building program is to enhance the ability of participants to utilize the new knowledge and skills acquired during such training experience.
Awards were presented to organizations including the Nigerian Television Authority and the Nigerian Immigration Service for their contributions in the fight against corruption. In Abuja, Aliu Tukur, NTA News.
Let's step out of here to Maiduguri, where police caution politicians against inciting statements during campaigns. Abubakar has the details of this and other stories. Hello, Abubakar.
Hello, Ronke, and thank you for joining us in Maiduguri. Borno State government has set up a 29-member committee to come up with a comprehensive plan of action for enrollment into the mega schools constructed by the state government. Governor Kashim Shettima inaugurated the committee under the chairmanship of the Secretary to the state government, Usman Jiddashwa, with a call on them to put in their best to emancipate the people of Borno from the shackle of illiteracy and backwardness. Mohammed Goni will now tell us more.
The committee's terms of reference also include giving recommendations on quality of uniform and types of equipment to be used in schools, as well as standardization of enrollment with a particular reference to girl child. Governor Kashim Shettima frowned at the neglect of the primary education by the past administrations in the state, adding that successive government emphasized on construction of more schools with little attention to quality of teaching and learning. Some of the challenges confronting the education sector, especially primary and secondary schools, the governor said, include poor quality of teachers, lack of supervision, and poor teaching and learning facilities, hence the massive investment in the education sector.
So investing in education, nurturing the younger ones, we are doing so in our enlightened self-interest if we want to live in this patch of the world at all. There is anger. Go to the interior of the slums in Maiduguri, in Kano, in Sokoto, in Katsina, and mingle with the common man. Hatred and contempt for us is palpably glaring on their faces.
It will be recalled that Borno State government has constructed mega schools spread across the state to enroll the over 50,000 children orphaned by the Boko Haram insurgency. Standing beside me is the chairman of the committee. Sir, what's the next step so far?
Well, the next step is to have our inaugural meeting to scrutinize our terms of reference and immediately swing into action with a view to start the responsibility that was bestowed on us.
From the council chambers of the government house, is Mohamed Gwani.
Politicians have been warned to avoid hate speech and inciting statements, more especially during electioneering campaign. Borno State Police Commissioner Damian Chukwu, who gave the warning, stated this while reading Riot Act to the politicians in a meeting with them in Maiduguri. Amina Fidi Amadou completes the report.
The meeting had in attendance various political parties. Commissioner of Police Damian Chukwu said reading the Riot Act became necessary, going by the way posters and billboards are being destroyed, stressing that such act can lead to breakdown of law and order. He said politics is not a do-or-die affair, adding that if a party feels aggrieved, should seek redress as police and other security agencies have mapped out strategies to ensure peaceful elections.
You are not expected to retain, organize, train, equip, or produce any person or group of persons for use or display of physical force or any other form of violence during your campaigns and during the election proper.
Other issues read by the CP include buying and selling of votes, impersonation, underage voting, media campaigns to end 24 hours to the election day, and all political parties must get approval from Borno State Urban Development Board for placement of billboards. Chairman IPAC Borno State Mukhtar Abdallah assured to mobilize political parties, security agencies, civilian joint task force, and youths on how to forge ahead to have peaceful elections. Various political parties present commended efforts of the police in maintaining law and order and appealed that patrol be intensified in the night as the destructions are perpetrated during the curfew hours. In Maiduguri, Amina Fidi Amadou, NTA News.
The transformation of the political system in Nigeria towards ensuring a prosperous and well-structured election is largely dependent on the electorate. The Director, National Orientation Agency, Borno State, Yahya Imam, stated this while flagging off voter education program for Borno Central Senatorial Zone ahead of the 2019 general elections. Here is the report. I am currently in Farm Center IDP camp, Maiduguri, and this voter education program is designed to ensure that all eligible persons are adequately informed on the guiding principles of voting ahead of the 2019 general elections. Well, I have with me the Borno State Director, National Orientation Agency, who will tell us more on the program.
This voter education is designed primarily to educate electorate across the state on how to vote correctly. We have noticed in the past election that there are a lot of void votes, invalid votes, which is causing a lot of concern in the electoral process. This time we want every vote to count.
While describing electorate as critical agents of change, especially under democratic dispensation, Yahya Imam, however, advised youth to adhere strictly to laid down rules and regulations of elections as stipulated by the Independent National Electoral Commission for successful outings at the forthcoming polls. District and village heads present at the occasion assured to mobilize their subjects towards achieving set goals and commended National Orientation Agency for the Special Enlightenment Program. This sensitization program will equally be replicated in both northern and southern Borno State in no distant time towards conducting the most outstanding general elections ever in the political history of Nigeria. And that's our contribution from Maiduguri. Let's now rejoin Ronke in Abuja for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Abubakar. And still on politics, as political campaigns for the 2019 general elections gather momentum, members of the APC in Enugu State have vowed to take the campaign messages to the grassroots in order to garner massive votes towards actualizing the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari, as well as other APC contestants. The people reaffirmed their decision during APC campaign flag-off at Enugu North Senatorial District. The report.
It was a carnival of a sort as APC supporters, party chieftains and candidates from the 3 senatorial districts in Enugu State rolled out drums to signal the official kickoff of their campaigns in Enugu North Senatorial District, consisting of 6 local government areas. They said the ruling political party, APC, is poised to take over the mantle of leadership in the state in 2019. The national chairman of APC, represented by the Southeast Vice Chairman, Emma Enuku, and former governor of Enugu State, Sullivan Chime, called on all APC members to work towards ensuring that President Muhammadu Buhari gets 100% votes in the state so as to attract more federal government presence to the state.
Enugu had put an opposition in the government. This is high time when Enugu should be connected to national grid.
The senatorial candidate for Enugu North, Eugene Odos, who used the rally to inform his people of his political ambition, said Nsukka people would not risk to waste another 4 years outside the mainstream of Nigeria politics. APC gubernatorial candidate for the state, Senator Ayo Gweze, and other contestants took turns to woo the electorates to take the campaign messages to the world level and galvanize the masses to vote for APC.
If God was not ruling here and things were in his hands, Enugu would have fallen apart. The mandate of our people will go to President Muhammadu Buhari.
With the official flag-off of the APC campaign in the Nsukka zone, it is expected that the campaign train will now move to Enugu West Senatorial Zone. From Enugu, Ngozi Silva, Technical, NTA News.
In the meantime, Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State has flagged off his re-election campaign with a promise to consolidate on the successes recorded by his administration in the last 3.5 years if re-elected in 2019. Ibrahim Belogunda reports.
That marks the formal flag-off of Governor Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai's re-election campaign After recounting his achievements, particularly in critical sectors such as education, infrastructure, healthcare delivery, and economic revitalization since assumption of office as Kaduna State Governor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai assured the people of good governance if given another mandate.
Our campaign is not just through rallies, but door to door, house to house, village to village, town to town, and city to city. We are going to ask people for their votes.
Candidates who scaled through the party's primary elections in their various constituencies were presented with the APC flags to begin conversing for votes. In Kaduna, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, NTA News.
A federal high court sitting in Port Harcourt has reserved judgment for the 7th of January 2019 on 2 separate cases brought before it by the PDP and factions of APC in Rivers State. The groups are seeking to determine who represents the APC in the 2019 general elections. Kingsley Amajire has the details.
Away from the decision of the Court of Appeal and the intra-party dispute amongst the APC factions in the state, the legal battle has also shifted to the Federal High Court. The first case before Justice J.K. Omotosho is between the PDP, INEC, and the APC, in which the PDP, in its originating summon, is asking the Federal High Court to declare that the APC in Rivers State, based on Justice Chuwendu Nwogu's judgment, does not have candidates for the 2019 general elections.
The judgment of the High Court nullifying your primaries is a fact. In the face of that existing fact, can you say you have complied with 87(1)? That's the position. So having not complied, you are not eligible to participate at all in the election.
We contended that PDP happens to be a busybody meddlesome interloper, trying to interfere in what happened in APC. One party cannot complain against the way and manner another political party conducted its primary.
The second matter is between the 2 factions of the APC in Rivers State. This time around, Senator Magnus Abe's faction is asking Justice Omotosho to declare them as the valid candidates of APC, owing to the judgment of Rivers State High Court and the Court of Appeal's judgment, which upheld the lower court's decision. After listening to the arguments for and against the issues canvassed on the point of law, Justice Omotosho adjourned to January 7th, 2019 to deliver his judgment.
In view of the judgment of the High Court of Rivers State of 10th of October 2018, which has been blessed by the Court of Appeal, as we speak today, there is no appeal against that judgment.
They are brandishing the order of State High Court, where the State High Court purportedly set aside the order of the primary election conducted by APC, and they are relying on it heavily. The question is, are there 2 APC? Are they not also members of APC?
Justice Omotosho had earlier in the second case ruled to admit Toye Cole and others as interested parties to the matter arising from application from their counsel Tundru Ede. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
And to some stories making the rounds in sports, more medals won at 19th National Sports Festival in Abuja as outstanding volleyball coaches are honored. Kene Hemagudike is our guide on sports updates.